Hi, America. Uh, yeah, you read my title right. I said goodbye, America, and I'm sadly saying that. But uh, watching the American people and how they're acting, I don't have any choice. Uh, this TPP agreement that just passed, or actually, it's not the total one yet. There's one more step, but this is the fast track that's passed, and then the bill itself. And if that passes, which it probably will now, it appears that Obama's blackmailed everybody into signing it. But it's over at that point, because for those of you who aren't aware of it or anything, that trade agreement has very little to do with trade. It has everything to do with controlling different aspects of countries, including ours at that point. And what they've signed here with this fast track is the Senate and Congress give up all their rights to say anything about anything that's secretly passed within the guidelines of the World Association, basically the Pacific Rim Pact treaties. And the United Nations is involved up to its eyeballs with it. United Nations has the right to come in and confiscate guns. And right after this was passed, United Nations, and it also coincided with the shootings in Charleston, and they're calling for the United States to ban all guns. Isn't that amazing? Obama's calling for the same thing. The Pope's calling for the same thing. I hope that you guys see something in this, because you'd have to be a moron to try to start figuring out, okay, not saying something like what's going on here, okay, but you're not, because it's all happening. And then the Supreme Court coming down with their gay rights as far as marriage goes, and totally changing the meaning of the Constitution. That's just another nail in the coffin for the United States. And those of you that are ignorant need to know that there's executive orders that the president can take, but the ones that Obama is taking in the name of executive order, half of them are illegal. This decision that the Supreme Court passed down, it's illegal. And I know a lot of you guys don't understand that or don't know that, but the Supreme Court is not the law of the land. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights is the law of the land. Nobody, including the president, has the right to change those things. The Supreme Court doesn't have the right to change the laws. They don't make the laws of the land. So if you're sitting in my seat, or somebody like me, I look at that and I don't acknowledge it, because it's illegal to begin with. It's not law. It has nothing to do with us, we the people, unless we the people sits back on our asses and do nothing. And that's what most of you are doing. So that's why I'm saying goodbye, America, because it's almost over, you guys. And then Max Kaiser, a lot of you probably know who he is. He's one of the top economists in the world, but he's not the only one. All of them are. I want you guys to think about this. Some of you think that you won in the last 2 days here because you wanted this, and you're all for climate control's another one. You notice the Pope's pushing for that now. United Nations, Obama and his administration. And yet you fail to read what the real scientists say about it. And the real scientists say it's all bull. So then when you start hearing that, you should at least research it. And if you do research it, you find out it's all about taxes. It's all about taxation and control. But I guess it doesn't matter to you guys. So we're going down that road and we're almost there. And when this country falls, all you guys, I don't care what your issue is. If you think it's a black issue, black white issue, or whatever, if you think it's Islam issue, if you think it's environmental issue, all of that stuff goes in the toilet when this takes over. You want to sit there and say, bull? We got history, and I know some of you guys don't like history because you haven't read any of it, but all history shows what happens in these socialist, communist dictatorships. The story's the same over, over. And nobody has any rights except the few people running the show. And the rest of you are just toast. That's why, in a sick way, it's funny. It's funny that so many congressmen have sold their souls out. It's funny that so many senators have sold their souls out, sold the American people out, sold this country out. It's funny because all of you, every one of you guys, and all you people out there, especially you Democrats, but don't get me wrong, there's Republicans involved too. It's funny because when this hits the fan, you're all going down. You think because you supported this crap that you're going to have a special ticket. All you are doing is helping them achieve their agenda. You know what Hitler did with the people that did that for him, including the soldiers and the generals and stuff, especially the people that helped him. He killed all of them. You know why? 2 reasons. One, he knew he couldn't trust them because that's how he got them to do what they did. And 2, they knew too much. So they were the first ones to go. So, in a sick way, the last laugh is on you. Every one of you that supported this crap. We're all going to suffer. But a lot of us know right now what's coming. So we're prepared as best as we can. The rest of you aren't going to have an idea. You're just going to be in it. And then you're going to be looking around wondering what the hell happened. So, and you know what? I'm reading these things on Common Core, teaching our little children oral and anal sex in grade school, cross-dressing, non-gender training. I don't understand most of you guys out there. I don't understand why you don't care. I'm blown away by it. Even this thing with Islam, people, I don't care who you're for or whatever, you let Islam come in here and you let them go into our public schools, and you let them dictate to the schools to teach praying to Allah and Islamic days and all of that, and then you get offended when somebody mentions God or somebody carries a Bible into a public school, and you're offended. You're offended by a Confederate flag, but you have no problem with them being offended by the American flag. To me, that's just plain stupid. And how you sit there, some of you people call them a religion of Islam is a religion of peace. Well, the key word there is religion. Why are they influencing our public schools? Why are you allowing that? I don't have an answer for you, but I have this kind of an answer. If my kid wants to bring a Bible to school, and it's okay with you for Islam to flop on the ground and do whatever they do, there now, you don't have a thing to say about nothing. This is crap. And you know it and I know it. But that's the choice you've made. You know? So, I mentioned Max Kaiser and the top economist and stuff. The economy is going to go down. All you got to do is just you read any leading economist on this country, and it's all the same. And it sounds to me like it could happen any day. Most of them think it'll happen in 2015, and anytime. And so when it does, it's all over right then for all of us. Okay. So I know that's happening, but the corruption that you're allowing to take place in the government beyond that, you know, we could recover from an economic collapse. We've had them sort of before, not to this extent, but we've had them. But you can't have them when you have blacks out there threatening to kill all whites in the world, in the United States, and calling for an all-black nation. You can't have that when you have people threatening each other. You can't have that when you have people killing good cops, and you have bad cops killing all kinds of people. Some of you think it's racial. They don't care who they kill. They kill. If it's available to kill, they want to kill it. You know, some of the blacks, sometimes I think that you tend to think they pick on blacks. No, it's because a bigger percentage of the black people are involved in crime than any other race. That's just a fact. The numbers don't lie. You know, so if they're involved in crime, then they're more apt to run across cops more often. And if you're going to run across cops, then you're more apt to run across the bad ones. And you do. But those particular people just like to kill. They don't care who it is. So between that and everybody focusing on everything from meatloaf to ketchup, but not paying any attention to what this administration is doing to the country, it's gone, man. And like I said, I'll continue to fight, but I think this, being a Christian, the way this is going now, the only way God would change his plan, he wouldn't change it, but roll it back, would be as if we repented and brought God back into the system where he belongs. That's not going to happen. There's too many of you that don't care what happens anywhere unless it's to you. Well, you're going to get that. You're going to get that. That's going to happen. and you're going to regret it and everything, but you know what? It'll be too late. And the sad part about it for most of you, I don't worry about it in that way. I would like to extend it for a while, but the saddest part about it is most of you, even if, regardless of whether you believe like I do or not, most of you are not going to see eternal life either, for the very same attitude that you have now, and that's that you don't have an attitude about nothing. And I feel for you. I care about a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys, and I do care. I care about you. But it's like Seren keeps telling me, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And you know, I'm getting to the point now where I'm looking at things and I'm able to kind of accept that now, that that's the best I can do is put it out there and hope that you understand, you know. And I'm going to finish this thing up, but all I can say to you is, if you're comfortably sitting there and you're allowing the news media and Obama, because it's all the same, the government runs all the main news media. You're hearing exactly what they want you to hear, and if that's what you're listening to, and then you're sitting back, oh, everything's okay, nothing's okay. They're getting ready to take it all away from all of us, okay? And they're sitting back there and they're laughing because you're all a bunch of suckers. You know, you made it easier than they thought it was going to be. So for me, it's goodbye America, unless all you guys stand up, every one of you. You all are going to lose in this takedown, all of you. Doesn't matter what you believe, what you don't believe, none of that. When this goes down, you're all going to pay the price. And for us, like myself, I call them warriors. It's not anything about being great or anything like that. It's about something to do with self-preservation, caring about your families, wanting to protect them, wanting to all of those things. And you're getting this big, huge response back, like, pass the ketchup. That's too bad, pass the ketchup. So you know what? I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry that you weren't willing to stand up and fight for your life. I don't understand it, but I'm sorry. But I'm sorry that you would not respect what people for 200 years have done to protect this country. And in 10 years, and can even narrow it down more, in 2 years, in the last 2 years, when you could have done something about it, you did nothing. That's sad, man. And some of you came over here from other countries. You came here because you didn't like what was going on in your own country. Now you're here and you're trying to help make this country like the one you left. I probably don't have the highest IQ here, but you don't have to have a very high IQ to figure out something's wrong with that, man. So goodbye, America. I will keep fighting till there's nothing left to fight for. And I hope that something I say here instills something in you, because today you have to stand up. You have to stand up today. You have no idea what's coming, and you have no idea how close it is, but I really do love you guys, and I hope you make a huge choice to do something. Bye.